First of all, fitting one of every species by itself is a lot. People are like, well, how do you have tigers and dogs and wolves and everything on the art that you see now? The ongoing theory, the one that I believe is the most reasonable theory, that then again y'all believe it's all unreasonable, so I know you're smiling as you say that, is that, you know, Noah didn't have dogs and wolves and lions and tigers. He just got, there were just two of that genetic breed. So there were two of whatever the scientific term for dog or that animal that animal class is. You know how there's different, you know how the animal kingdom is, right? You have
kingdom,
the
phylum,
kingdom
class
itself, and then the humans and the, you know, blah 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 blah. Oh, it's been a lot of stuff studied in animal kingdom, okay? but yeah, so it's believed that he had all of the genetics. Basically, he had two wolves, let's say. And those two wolves, through evolution, became dogs and wolves and tigers.
So how does a wolf become a chihuahua?
Genes.
Okay.
So there is a genetic makeup. And
that happened in a short period of time.
There's actually, yes, well, a couple of thousand years. Yes.
Okay. So if that's not natural selection. That's humans changing the breed, because they're taking dogs and they're right.
So I mean, it could be humans doing it. It could be natural selection as well.
Now, natural selection over millions of years.
Exactly. So
could something change from something to something totally different? If you looked at it from one time, and then a million years later, you looked at that same life form or descendants of, could it look like a totally different species?
And in theory, yes.
No, I'm just asking. Over millions of years, couldn't it? I mean, so you're saying that
we have no way of knowing, but in theory, yes.
Through fossil records, we don't have any way of knowing?
All fossil records are theoretical as well. Because yes, there are machines that tell you all this information, but there's been a lot of stuff that proves that the fossil dating that we have is not.
We're not talking about fossil dating, but just fossils. And you're talking about the carbon dating.
Yes, it's carbon dating. Thank you.
That doesn't work?
I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying that there's evidence that it's not 100% fact.
Do you feel like there's evidence of your religious beliefs, like actual physical evidence?
Yes.
Which is the Bible?
I mean, even outside the Bible. So there are, and it's been a long time since I've had these conversations, and honestly, I should know more than I do now. So a lot of what I know, I have forgotten. I'm going to admit that so I don't want you to think that I'm trying to sound like I know everything, okay? And if you want me to, I'll look some stuff up to you and kind of show you what I'm talking about with a little bit of evidence. But there are, for example, there are writers outside of the Bible, like non-biblical writers, have written about Jesus. Like Jesus, whether he was a miracle creator or just a regular man, Jesus lived. That's a fact.
I don't think anybody debates whether Jesus lived.
Yeah. So,
person, sure, I'll buy that. That's my point.
So,
it's possible.
I'll buy that dude.
It's
and
possible.
All the other guys were around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have no problem.
So, there are writers outside of the biblical writings that talk about Jesus and miracles he's done. Of course, it could again be propaganda. I mean, we could have 1,000 years from now have stories about Donald Trump and all the great things he did for all we know. You know, you don't.
Well, I think we'll have video records.
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
I say that as I realize that just because there's writings of it doesn't mean it's real. But yeah, so, but